Welcome, everyone, to the first ever Nerdsittery podcast. This is going to be fun. So, you might be asking why a podcast with the YouTube channel and all that kind of stuff. Well,
Why the fuck not?
yeah, why not? You know, people like podcasts, but there was a lot of topics the wife and I have kind of talked back and forth that didn't really seem like it'd be good for like a video format. And then, of course, there's a bunch of stuff that me and Shane could talk about. So, today, I am with my good buddy Shane, who is, I guess you could say, the co-founder of Nerdsittery in the way,
Mhm.
the primary photographer. Yeah, he is here via Zoom, unfortunately, because, you know, it's life.
Yep.
But we're going to be talking about movies based on video games.
Yes.
Man, what a journey we have been on in the last, well, almost 25, 30 years, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, so obviously we can't talk about every movie that's come out because, good God, we'd be here forever. And I haven't
Mhm.
seen a lot of them, surprisingly. But I mean, of course, where do you start? Super Mario Brothers, right?
Yep.
Now I thought it'd
That
be
started
fun.
it all.
Yeah, it did. Now I thought it'd be fun to actually sit down and I went through IMDb and wrote down the ratings of all of these movies.
Oh, oh, great.
Yeah. So Mario, and I thought it'd maybe be fun to maybe talk about is that can we justify that or not?
Mhm.
Mario got 4.1 out of 10.
I assumed worse, actually.
Really? No, you'll be surprised as I go down the list here. That seems fair. I guess you can think all things considered. I mean, obviously the movie has kind of got a cult classic over the years, or cult following, I should say. But what were your impressions the first time you saw it?
I mean, when I was a child, I loved it. Rewatching it now, I was like, what the hell am I watching?
Yeah,
Because it doesn't really follow Mario per se like the games. Obviously, I mean they only could do what they had to work with, though. At the time, they didn't really know what the story was either. So I mean,
yeah. As a kid, I was kind of like, I didn't hate it, but I didn't love it. I was very confused. I was like, what am I watching?
yeah.
But over the years, I have a new appreciation for it, I guess you could say.
Hmm.
Especially after watching the behind the scenes or the documentary I watched where filming this movie was just a nightmare. Apparently, the directors, I think this is the only movie that these two people ever directed. I think it kind of like ruined their career entirely.
Makes sense.
Yeah, there are constant script rewrites. You know, John Leguizamo and Bob Hoskins getting drunk between takes. But then again, like when you take out the Mario aspect of the movie, it is kind of interesting to say the
I
least.
mean, if they didn't use those characters, it would have been an interesting sci-fi film that would have probably gotten higher ratings and stuff. If they was like, yeah, we're just gonna make this weird sci-fi movie with dinosaurs and weird guys that dance in an elevator.
The Goombas in quotation marks.
Yeah, I mean, if they would have made that into its own movie without using characters, yeah, it probably would have done really well at that time. But no, since they used it based on video game characters, it kind of went downhill, I think.
Yeah. And then again, it's just like even today, to this day, I'm like, how do you make a live action Mario movie? Like, it's just not the right format for
Mhm.
for that.
I mean, animated wise, you could do it easily, but
Oh yeah, and it would be like a
live
lot more
action,
fun.
no.
And you
Hmm.
know, I mean, we got to talk about the Super Mario Brothers Super Show. Speaking of live
Yep.
action,
Hmm.
it worked so well because I mean, the cartoon, all the action was a cartoon. Then you just have Mario
Hmm.
and Luigi hanging out in their
They're doing
headquarters.
comical skits, yeah.
Yeah, but I loved that as a kid. You know, that one is kind of hard to go back and watch. It is so cheesy, but at the same time, it's so much fun. At the same time, but
But my thing is, in the games, was Mario originally from our world, from Brooklyn, I think, or is that just like, oh, he's just a plumber that got just stuck in
I
another dimension?
I to this day I'm not sure if the Mushroom Kingdom is supposed to be a different dimension or not. But then again, like the Mario canon is just all over the place. It's like Zelda. Like even Nintendo tried to create like put the timelines together, and some people are still like,
Hmm.
no, this doesn't make any sense. But
Yeah.
it wasn't supposed to make sense. It was just supposed to be a fun
Hmm.
game, and
Yeah.
You know, it's who I highly doubt back in 1985, whenever it was released, I can't remember. They were like, oh yeah, 40 years from now, people will still be playing this game. But it
Yeah,
happened.
because it was originally an arcade game, if I remember correctly, with Donkey Kong, and then it went with the Mario Brothers fighting game where they basically went head to head against each other, if I remember correctly, in that little singular tunnel, and you had like it was basically like a little battle royale with the Goombas in between and the weird crab things, if I
Yeah,
remember correctly, and then it went to NES
yeah.
in
So
its own game.
so Donkey Kong, that was Jumpman, as they called him. Yeah,
Yeah,
but yeah, that was the first Mario game, as far as I know. Um, but yeah, I mean, what's to be said that hasn't been said about this movie? It's something. Let me tell you, it's an experience. Let's go with that. You know.
yeah.